Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bold Analysis. Thank you very much for Karanja, for your airtime yesterday. I received it, and asante sana for supporting this podcast. I really want to say a very big shout out to those who we started with. I today got a message, someone said, Kevin, I came when we were at 10. And by the way, you can also give us a challenge. You came when we are at how many? Well, about to answer now, we've really grown this brand to the breadth where it is. We are on a journey to 50,000. Ladies and gentlemen, am I the only one wondering how suddenly has Maina Njenga become such a big threat to the William Ruto administration, looking at the latest drama surrounding his arrest? Because to me, it looks something that is very diversionary. I don't know how far, because today the events of what happened at DCI was something that worrying. From the slopes of Siaya, I watched youths chanting Mau Mau songs when they were milling around the DCI headquarters along Kiambu Road. And I don't know whether Rigathi Gachagua also watched those videos while seated in his Harambee office. Because those are already red signs that what can be seen as a plot, or rather a scheme, to try to neutralize, or rather to suppress Maina Njenga, can be something totally different. And unless some attention is paid, this might get out of hand. I want to talk about it on some context. And amidst it, I've also received a report that Uhuru Kenyatta also dispatched some lawyers that are also representing him, that has also joined his legal team seeking that protection. And that was through even the ones that then joined Martha Karua, Wajakoya, that were also dispatched in the DCA headquarters to try to help Maina Njenga. Looking at what is happening, the youths that were there are young people. And the reason why Wajakoya was actually also sent is, he blends with the young people there. Why do you think, how has suddenly Maina Njenga become a threat? There are some three factors I want to speak about in this podcast. Just that. Then we'll call it home. Ruto is consolidating Rigathi Gachagua's enemies, either knowingly or unknowingly. And the tragedy of that is that he's consolidating Rigathi's enemies in Mount Kenya using Rigathi himself. I don't want to be very myopic or very simplistic by saying that what Maina Njenga is going through is just on independence of the police, and it has nothing to do with the big men sitting in Nairobi. That one, I will be very simplistic and narrow-minded. Yesterday, I analyzed about it, and I told you that there was a raid that was conducted. And when that raid was conducted on 12th May, a day to the burial of Mukami, they never gave a report of what happened. In fact, the report was all over in the social media, but the officials later denied. But then, just 2 days ago, there were reports that during that raid, they got some consignment of illicit stuff in one of the houses. And then that's why he was summoned. Yesterday, he presented himself in Nakuru Law Courts, escorted by his lawyers. And after that, I think he left. But today again, he was in the DCI headquarters. So that so far has been it. And I stick with my position that it is not what these guys really mean. That story is a smokescreen. As to what is the magic, what is the real reason behind it, no one will really understand, because I want to believe that even the security officers that are involved may not be privy to the backroom fights, or maybe the backroom story behind it. But I want to say that this is a way consolidating Rigath's enemies, because even in Laikipia, not even Laikipia, in Azimio la Umoja, Uhuru Kenyatta is still around, is still within Azimio la Umoja. And in Mount Kenya, not everyone is very comfortable with some of the few things that are happening there. I can tell you. Not everyone is comfortable with the activities, the activism. You know what is happening in Mount Kenya, why Rigathi has been dispatched there, is some sort of activism. Activism against the milkman. The deadline lapsed on 23rd for the milkman to be finished. We are yet to see that. Nothing has happened. The bit of the way the illicit brew is being handled there, they also bid to push some people out of the business, and there are total chaos in the mountain. But the moment this will come out, and you know there are people who would now want to show the muscle, and so that, okay, you might have state power, because everyone understands, people in the corridors knows very well that there is someone making the calls to make sure this is done. And the risk of when these enemies are consolidated, you might look at suppressing Maina Njenga, but Rigathi himself might suppress himself in the ground. This suppression is coming because the mountain youth is getting charged. The population is getting charged. And this is the risk in it. As we talk, Rigathi Gachagua and these Mount Kenya politicians in the last general election, they projected themselves as hustlers, as people who are really hustling for the community. But since coming to power, there is a total difference between the person that projected himself as a hustler and really whether he's a hustler. There is no denial that he's not a hustler. So they're charging the youth, and the youth, they're trying to build something as if Maina Njenga is the wrong person, and there were a lot of activities that he was conducting there, and the activities were about, he's been trying to consolidate the youth on about the Mau Mau issue and saying the Mau Mau songs. So he's trying to consolidate a team. But then these youth that are being consolidated are feeling like there is nothing that has been done by those who were masquerading before us that they are our fellow hustlers. So there is a big risk into this, and it will take something beyond what they say. The third aspect that I see is that this could be part of a wider scheme that is splitting Mount Kenya. It is totally going to be split. Because as we talk, not everyone is comfortable by such a witch hunt. If everyone else was, people now around power, blamed Uhuru Kenyatta, and they blamed Uhuru Kenyatta that Uhuru Kenyatta intimidated leaders that wanted to sprout there on political grounds. So even now, Maina Njenga also has supporters, both elected and the people on ground. There are those who also think and have a feeling that yes, he's one of our own, but he's being targeted. If today was presented at DCI and it is clean bill, he was whisked away and taken somewhere else, probably going to be charged, and there have just been dramatic scenes around it. Something is simply not adding up. And what should worry those behind this scheme is that they are working tirelessly to elevate the profile of Maina Njenga in the Gema equation. Rigathi may not see this now. William Ruto is seeing it, but is saying that is it. Before you know, it will not be business as usual for the Maina Njenga. So these are things that must be seen from a wider lens. We are heading to the election in the next few years. We seem to be polarizing the ground. What will happen? What will the young people take if we take that route? So it is something that needs to be looked at in a wider scope. I do believe that Maina Njenga is a fire that before it gets the nose, it will consume him and wipe away the generation that he believes are supporting him. But I'm not equally shocked because that is a script that is written by President Ruto.
Hi guys, so this is Tuesday in the morning. I am here under Bolton. This is Ruben. So we came here just to fact check and know what has happened. I've just spoken to the clinical officer in charge and the caregiver, and I've confirmed that kwanza alifanyiwa surgery on Friday. And after Friday, he developed some complications. So he was also put on oxygen and also transfusion was done. But as you can see, he is recuperating well, and we are really praying that he's going to make it. The surgery was successful as of the report that I received, even though he's not still strong. So we want to say thank you very much for supporting this family. We are also going to do a cash transfer to support the rest of it that is needed, because we've been told we can only survive on fluids and fruits. And I believe, and I want to say thank you very much for this. This was a very short notice. We did the 2 days fundraiser, and I'm just so grateful that we really supported him there. Even in his advanced age, and may God bless you in a special way. I want us also to get a soundbite from the caregiver, who is also the wife. Mama Rachel is going to talk to us about this. Here's a comment. Mama Rachel, now over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Rachel Shiram, wife to Ruben Mary Shiram. Thank you very much for your total support. Thank you for you have brought this far. You are really financially down, but your hand has really blessed us at a good level. Thank you, and may God bless you abundantly, and may you continue helping other people who are in need, and God will lift you up. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.